hot topic for this evening. I'm sure y'all heard all that Justice Miriam Delee's, speech during the colloquial of J.K. Gazani and all of that. Well, and all the uproar that it's been raising and all the all right. Well, you did hear that. That's what was trending during the weekend. I just thought to let you know that. And hey, finally, tribunal fixes just one day after today for judgment on the presidential election petition tribunal. Just one day. So it is Wednesday, 6th of September for judgment. And this is same day that NLC is looking at embarking on strike, because NLC had announced their strike action for tomorrow and next tomorrow. That is Wednesday and Thursday, even though the federal government is presently pleading or appealing with the NLC to give them more time. And we're looking at what's going on here. And DSS has also warned us that, we are noticing that people are saying that they want to protest. You people should be careful, because we're watching you people, in binoculars. We're using, 4 eyes to watch you people. If you people want to cause chaos in this country, it shall not be tolerated. Well, these are part of what will form our conversation this evening, Lagos. And hey, and in addition to that, Presidential Tribunal okays live transmission of judgment. So all of you are going to be watching it live on your TV. And hey, we'll be here to also relay it live for you. So you get to listen to it whilst you're driving, wherever you are, you can listen to it. Elsewhere, Ali Bongo's cousin, General Nguema, sworn in as Gabon's president. And you know what? And they are saying that, we're not in fact, Niger junta is saying that we're not in a hurry to return to civilian rule. We need some time. We want to relax and be taken care of. Right now, we're not in a hurry to return to civilian rule. Lagos. So bring you up to speed with that conversation too. And hey, NBA says Bola Tinubu is Nigeria's president, whether you like it or not. As it is sweet us, it go depend them. As it is sweet them, it go depend you. I don't understand. Well, that's exactly what the NBA president said. Whether you like it or not, he's the president of Nigeria. And talking about strike, punishing economic circumstances, banks, insurance firms to join NLC's 2-day strike. So in case you don't have money at home right now, it looks like you're not going to be having money anyway, because for the whole of tomorrow and next tomorrow, if NLC does not listen to the appeal of the federal government and backs down on its strike action, that is to say that you may not have access to money tomorrow and next tomorrow. So I don't know what you're going to do, right? But to let you know that, because banks and insurance companies are saying that, they'll be joining the strike action. And yes, I did tell you that DSS raised the alarm. And hey, on another news, Rivers State government shut down AIT Raypower operations. That is, the entire dark communications. They're not going to shut down. What is going on here? Is this the case of some personal vendetta or some fights in the high places? What actually is going on here? These are the hot topics that we have for today, Lagos. Let's take a little break. I'll bring you details of the conversation after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
All right, Lagos, you are welcome back. 90.3 Voice of the People FM. So let's get started very quickly with let me start with what concerns, a media house, the AIT, as the Rivers State government has shut down the African Independent Television, AIT, and Raypower FM operations in Port Harcourt. Now, the media organization on its official Twitter or X handle on Sunday announced that the state government shut down its operations through contracted telecommunications engineers accompanied by armed security operatives. Now, the contractors disconnected the waveguard from the antenna on the mast while riggers were seen dismantling the mast. Also, bulldozers were deployed to demolish the transmitter complex at Dara Communications PLC Broadcast Center, it said. The telecommunications contractors official told the organizations that they were working on a directive from above. Order from above. Order from above. To commence demolition on Sunday. Now, according to reports, the state government had in March given 48 hours quick notice to Dara Communications PLC, stating that the area has been mapped out for GRA Phase 5 Ozoba. If you know how long, Prakot is my place, is my home base, right? So I'm very familiar with the story, and I'm very familiar with the terrain, right? So if you know how long AIT has been in that place, and of course you do know that the pioneer private or independent television and radio station in Nigeria, if you know how long they have, how long they've been in that building, and all of a sudden the River State government now thinks it is time for them to map out that area as GRA Phase 5 in Ozoba. Okay, so you want to use the whole of the area. You're not even looking at, okay, let me take part of the land and leave some properties for them, understanding that they're already on ground as a media house. What kind of politics do we play in Nigeria anyway? Well, it's not in my place to ask questions. Mr. Darlington is in the building. Mr. Darlington, good evening to you, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Precious. How are you? How was the weekend?
The weekend was weekend. It was weekend. All right. You're welcome. Go ahead.
It's okay. When Adolf Hitler wanted to start his murderous regime, he started with the Nazi Party, and the first casualty was the media. Anybody who is after the media is hiding something from the public, any government at all. Because like I said in another platform, I don't see what wrong AIT has done. All they needed to do, if the place does not have a CEO, CFO, you tell them to regularize. That is the truth. You tell them to regularize.
So, Mr. Darlington, the politics with Dara Communications, Dr. C, the late High Chief Dr. C, and Wike and APC. So, would you like to further break down this story? We've been following this story. We know what's going on.
You see, it's unfortunate that Dr. C is late now. But that man pioneered private TV and radio stations. Let me tell you what happened. Abacha wanted to use Raypower and the AIT for his lifelong presidential ambition. And so he looked around. The only media then that was so popular and has wider coverage was AIT and Raypower. And so without any preamble, without any negotiation or discussion, Abacha hijacked AIT. Dr. Besi said the day he was going to hand over the papers of his sweat, which is AIT and Raypower, the day he was already dressed for, that was on the 7th of July. He has already prepared all the documents just to go and hand over to Abacha in Abuja. The following day, being 8, Abacha died. That was what saved him from losing that media empire. And so, when the campaign started, and of course, you know that the founder of Raypower, Dr. Z, is a PDP man.
Absolutely.
Good.
Has always been.
Yes.
And never shifted ground.
When the campaign started in 2014, for election in 2015, Raypower did a documentary on the line of Bodilon and the essential Buhari. Documentary, documentary is almost real. It's not all this movie or something. With documents, with facts. concerning these two individuals who are APC leaders. Pronto, Tinubu went to court to stop AIT from airing that documentary. All of a sudden, a mysterious fire always gutted the engineering section of Raypower at Alagbado. Then when Buhari took office in 20, he shunned, in fact, he asked AIT not to even come near Sorok. They declared them persona non grata. So, AIT has been having a running battle with APC or anything that has to do with APC. Not that they are not doing their job, not that they are doing something that is detrimental to the country, just because AIT was trying to present the news, the facts as it is. And APC leaders and APC as a party, they are not comfortable with it. So everything is being done to cripple Raypower AIT. Everything over the years, they've been trying to close down Raypower AIT. So this thing that happened in Rivers now is part of the game plan. Imagine using bulldozer. Do you know how much it took them to put up those things that they are destroying there? Just because you map it out for GRA. So you mean your GRA is going to occupy the whole of that space? No, tell me. You mean your GRA is going to... If that place is owned by an APC leader, will you do such a thing?
So I wanted to ask, if an area is mapped out for a development like GRA and they are already occupant of
exactly,
that area,
that's what I'm saying.
Can't they be incorporated or regularized into that?
Exactly. You ask them to regularize, having seen what they are doing, and they are rendering national service. They are rendering national service. You don't do things like this. I don't see what crime AIT or Raypower has committed. After all, APC has forgotten where they are coming from. If not for the generosity and benevolence of Jonathan, President Goodluck Jonathan, APC wouldn't have seen the light of day now. I'm telling you, Jonathan was literally funding APC. He gave them all the privilege. He gave them all the chance. He gave them all the freedom. That was why they were able to exist. He didn't try to strangulate them. I'm telling you. I remember one particular TV station in Ketu. They put some, whenever you open that, you will see something boldly. It's like their opening montage. They put it there so that whenever you open, you will see what they said about Goodluck Jonathan. They left it there permanently. Yet Jonathan did not utter a word. Now let me tell you, that particular TV house in K2 TVC, that land belonged to a technical school. That ground, it belongs to a technical school. But because somebody loved that particular site, he removed the technical school and took it to solo. I'm not even sure that they...
Are you talking about the TVC in Allowances?
Yes, in Ketu. They removed it. A school was there. If you go there, that's the place I frequent, and I told you the story. You will see the marking, all the building, the foundation, they are still there till tomorrow. They removed all of them, relocated the school because somebody is interested in using that place. And as I speak to you today, if you go to Lance Alausa, that place is still bearing the name of that school. They have not even changed it to the new status. They have not. That means it's either they did not pay or there was no proper takeover.
Okay, so what does this mean for AIT really? Because that's the question and that's a worry for everybody. Because I mean, if we're talking about this, that means it affects their Port Harcourt branch alone or the Rivers State branch alone. But they also have branches across, other parts of the country, including Abuja, Lagos, Bayelsa. They have quite a widespread Benin.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, that means they will start looking for other branches and see whether there is any infraction.
How about the destruction anyway? Because broadcasting equipments are not things that you just and they're very delicate too. They're not things that you move with bulldozers and
I said it was a total destruction. That's what they went for. going to remove the mask with their hand. They didn't even say shut down. They are using their hand to remove it. And they said they gave notice, and AIT was trying, according to them, they said they are trying to resolve the issue amicably. Of course, knowing fully well that this is a business, knowing fully that this is somebody's sweat, where do you want them to start relocating those things to? As a matter of fact, where that thing is, it is not constituting any environmental nuisance. It is not. Precious, I can tell you for free, that place is not causing any problem. They can still do their GRA, and that thing will still be there without causing any problem to anybody. That is the fact. So, who wants a AIT down? That is the question. And let me tell you the danger. I told you how Hitler started. If they finish with AIT, I don't think that will be the end though. They will look for another media house. And gradually they will be doing it. You know, they will find one reason or the other. Like now, some people will support it. APC supporter, they will say, yes, now. They said the building is in a wrong site. This and that. Do you know that the original master plan of Abuja, Aso Rock, was not there? Are you aware? Well, so why can't Wike demolish Aso Rock? Since he's a demolition man. No, since he's a demolition man, he should start from Aso Rock. Yes, now.
All right, Mr. Darlington, let's move to another conversation very quickly. So we have quite a platter of stories to look into. I mean, the PEPT has fixed 6th of September, which is the day after tomorrow, Wednesday, for judgment. And they've been magnanimous enough to also say that judgment would be broadcast live on television. And this comes, about 2 days or so. I mean, this announcement was just a day after, the colloquial speech that looked written by revered retired Justice Mayor Odili went viral, and people were reacting to it. And he also did come just a few hours after DSS did one about protest, and NLC also saying that they will embark on protests Thursday, Tuesday and Wednesday. So how do you see, what do you make of all of this very quickly?
It is not a coincidence. In Nigerian politics, the more you look, the less you see. When they have gone into their coven to go and conjure and construct.
Mr. Darlington, which one is coven again now?
Precious. You mean up till now, you don't know that people do certain business in the coven? There are some business you do in the coven and in the dead of the night. So when they have gone to decide the fate of you and I, you think they will come to the market square to do it? No. No. There is a place where they sit down and decide what will happen and what will not happen. And that place cannot be any other place than the coven. Now, when they have gone to do all these things in secret, you will only be, they only want us to be talking and breaking our heads. But the decision has been taken. Are you getting what I'm saying? I want to give you an example because this thing now is looking like a deja vu for me.
Why?
Yes. In 1979, remember the Awolowo and Shagari matter? It is the same court. The only difference here, this is a appeal court. The other one is Supreme Court. Good.
But there's still ground to appeal to Supreme.
Yes, after what they are going to do on Wednesday, whoever is not satisfied can go to Supreme Court. There's still a leeway. So I don't want to see this thing as maybe a happenstance. No, it was a deliberately choreographed. So that you and I, we now, when it eventually happen, you will not be surprised. If not, look at the coincidence. It's very close. Mary Odili is a revered retired chief Supreme Court judge. Why would she be involved in all these things that people are hearing about her?
But what is wrong with what she said? I mean, we have the CJN of the country in place. The person whose colloquial that she attended was it's even a PDP judge. Sorry, a PDP lawyer. Him alongside Mike Ozekreme, are PDP lawyers. And, the people she mentioned are people who also, in their legal rights, have the legal standing based on what she mentioned. So, now, are we not overthinking things anyway?
No, you see, you can attend a colloquium, you can attend a seminar, you can attend a meeting. There's no problem with that. It is what you said and what you did not say that is the problem. If Mary Odile has gone there like every other, okay, all the people that went there, did they deliver any speech? The answer is no.
Why was her speech viral? That's another question.
So if it was the normal speech that you go and say things, you insulate yourself from politics, from what is going on, do you think anybody will talk? But when you go there and you are praising APC lawyer Oladipekun saying that he's grounded in the that if
right, so maybe I have to play that shortly, just shortly, so that Nigerians will be privy of the information passed on by
go ahead.
Retired Justice Mary Odile in that colloquium. Please take a listen.
Without caution that are being thrown around. It is human to feel cheated or having the short end of the stick. But one who is not declared a winner at any of the electoral contests, such emotions, however grim, does not justify bringing the roof down, the roof of our nation. The reason is simple, that in such an eventuality, that aggrieved person may not be spared, as the commotion that would ensue would be like an unguided missile which could land anywhere and upon anyone. Therefore, in ventilating our points of view and facts at the electoral tribunals or other courts, a sense of responsibility from all parties is demanded. The situation does not call for the blackmail of the judges or the posting of speculatory hypotheses, giving them such a life of their own, which run riot and accepted by the hapless and innocent in the society as the truth. Knowing the quality of participants at this colloquium, and I'm happy, professional, those who are well equipped in litigation matters or electoral disputes. Chief Olonegbeku is a master, and our Attorney General, recently sworn in. These are experts. I am confident that having such persons here, including our chief host, Chief J.K. Gazama, there is confidence that at the end of the day, a resetting of the mind would be taking place, and we would keep things in perspective in the full knowledge that elections are seasonal and litigations relating thereto of the same burden. And so, when the seasons are gone, the courts get back to their natural and regular duties of adjudication regarding the affairs and rights of all persons, irrespective of their status in life.
All right, Lagos, you did hear that. That was the speech read read obviously because she was reading from somewhere. I'm sure you noticed that from the video. It was obvious she was reading by retired Justice Mary Odile at the colloquial of J.K. Gazama over the weekend. Right. So, Mr. Darlington, what was it that she said that is untrue, that you think that is causing a lot of
reaction? As a retired Supreme Court judge, I expected her to insulate herself from Nigerian politics.
She ought not to have mentioned anything about politics.
She shouldn't have, because all the statements were laced with the political statements.
Okay.
And it is tilting towards, even though she did not mention it, towards a particular direction. That is where it is wrong.
All right, so
People
Mr. Darlington,
taking side in what the tribunal is like. She know where the tribunal is going to, where the ruling of the tribunal is going, the direction it will go, and she's now warning or advising. She shouldn't do all those things now. It's not necessary. That is the meaning people are reading into her
all right,
speech.
so Mr. Darlington, over a few weeks ago, Justice Mary Odili refuted alleged plan to influence tribunal judges because there was there were rumors that she was being used to influence tribunal judges, and she strongly refuted that allegation. Do you see this? Do you think there's any relationship between that and what's happening now with the speech?
Of course, because the question I keep asking, she's not the only retired Supreme Court judge now. There are many, and she's even retired. She
just retired not long ago.
She retired. Whether she retired 2 hours ago, she have retired. She have to go and have a deserved rest and leave all this. Even if they want to draft her into these things, she should except promises has been made somewhere. When they promise you something, they are calling ambassadors, and anybody can become an ambassador anytime. So except promises has been made, and she has been nominated to do the hatchet job, to water the ground, by telling people you can't bring. Who is the advisor?
Don't you think people are just taking this a bit too serious? Can't she just speak in her capacity as a human being and saying that, what, you guys calm down, don't worry, be wily, irrespective of how the our tribunal judgment pans out, things should be well in our home?
No, being somebody,
is it not just a motherly advice?
No, being somebody who came out from the court, that is the issue. If she's an ordinary citizen talking, or even a partisan, nobody will bat an eyelid now. But you're supposed to be neutral. That is the issue here. The last time I checked, Mary Odili does not belong to any political party, but the husband does. The husband does.
So why is that a problem?
It is more than a problem, because we have seen cases going by Bukachuwa's experience, where husband is using the wife, or the wife is using the husband just to score political points. I mean, is that not obvious? Your wife or your husband cannot be in such a position, and you will not seek for one favor or the other. At least Bukachuwa had made out to realize that. So whatever any other person is telling me now, that person, he cannot hold water, because Bukachuwa is not the only guilty party here. That is the truth. That is why Mary Odili should have been neutral. For me, that is the more reason. Remember that Peter Odili and Babangida, they are the only human being in Nigeria that the court have said that no court should call them to probe or to take them to court for interrogation to give account of their stewardship. The only two human beings in Nigeria that got that privilege, and you ask yourself why. All the sets of Peter Odili, they were probed by one court or the other, except that man.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was his set as a president, as a governor.
Look at what is going on now with his certificate and everything. I am telling you, if it were Peter Odili, they will tell you that the court have ruled that nobody should talk about him. Is that democracy? So that is the more reason why I expected Mary Odili to, because if you ask me, she is condoning corruption in her own house.
How is that in any way?
Hold on, because
she hasn't mentioned anything.
The privilege the husband is enjoying is unbecoming. It's against the rule of law that a man cannot be called to account for his stewardship in a democracy. And that man is your husband, and you are a Supreme Court judge, and you are comfortable with that. No, it's not possible. It's not. That is corruption on its own. It is corruption. So if Medodili is enjoying such a relationship with the husband, knowing fully well what he represents, how can you not tell me that she cannot be tempted? No, look at it yourself. What makes you think that she cannot be compromised, even though she has left the court? You can see now. And there is this rumor that herself and the husband they were seen in London Heathrow Airport. Abi, just either today, yes. So where are they? All of a sudden, are they going for honeymoon? No, are they going for honeymoon? Look at the connection. Wike, Medodili's son becoming a commissioner in Rivers State. Now the speech at a colloquium. And now the sudden travel by husband and wife to Heathrow Airport. You are telling me that
Mr. Darlington, that remains an allegation because they didn't come to say that they traveled.
I said yes, that was there's a rumor. Let us know whether it is true or not. Are you getting what I'm saying? All this denial, it doesn't hold water. She should have excused herself. Even the appeal court judge Bukachua, who retired, have you heard of it? Even after that scandal from the husband, it was not even the woman that said, it was the husband that said such a thing. And since that time, I've never heard of that woman.
She responded. She did say that she's never used her position.
That's what I'm saying. After that
she's never been influenced.
After that scandal, have you heard her talking any political issue, discussing any political issue?
No.
Good. So,
all right, Mr. Darlington, let's face other issues because you raised something that has to do with the court, and there is a case here about the FCT judges accusing Chief Justice of stealing multi-billion-naira allowances, leaving them vulnerable to bribe traffickers, and that case is all over here. I don't even think I can, go through the details of that case because it even precedes the former Chief Justice, of the Federation. I'm sure you've seen, are privy to that information. But then in another development, the federal government is appealing to the NLC to give them more time. Remember that on the ground, the NLC is embarking on this 2-day warning strike on the ground that the federal government has been deceptive in their agreement with them, that a lot of things that they did agree as to cushioning the effect of subsidy, on the citizens, they've not really been able to meet up with it. They've not been able to come to conclusion as to how to, the remuneration of workers in terms of salary negotiations. They've not said anything about it. And, so many other agreements that the NLC is saying that the federal government had with them in their meeting that they have not responded to. The federal government is seeking for more time. And now, NLC is saying tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going on strike. Wednesday is tribunal judgment. What do we expect? Should we not rather tell NLC to, calm down a bit and wait a bit for the federal government, give them a bit of time to see what they can do? Or do you think that they're in the right standing to go ahead to embark on the strike?
Now, if I were NLC, with the division that the two bodies have suffered now, I will advise them to go and form a united bloc if they are going to make something out of the strike, because TUC is backing out. TUC is saying that they were not carried along, that the NLC declared the strike unilaterally, and that is why TUC said they are backing out, that they are an independent body, that they ought to be consulted and all that. If that is true, it is wrong. But when somebody want to pick a fight with you, he will use every minute excuse and say, the other day, I don't like the way you look at me, therefore I'm going to beat you up today. If you look at you one kind, look at him one kind now, instead of the beating, except you really want to fight. So the excuse that they were not carried along, the thing is that the fight NLC is fighting, is that not the fight the two of you started? All the things that the federal government promised you people when you started this negotiation, has it been fulfilled? So what is wrong if NLC say, look, we have been patient enough? Do you need Mother Teresa to come and beg you before you can now say, okay? Since the NLC have started the initiative, you don't need any prodding to join them and say, okay, let's go and finish this thing that we started. You are now saying they should come and now beg you before you will join, as if what they are discussing, you will not benefit from it. It is either you have compromised and you are looking for excuse, or ab initio you were not even serious about what you are discussing with the federal government. If not, this strike is long time coming. I'm telling you, this strike is long time coming. We are giving Tinubu more than enough time. In some clans, nobody will wait. Look at the suffering that people have undergone all this while. Yet, when even the palliative come, look at what came as palliative. Some of those palliative did not even last 3 days in some homes. 3 days, it didn't last 3 days in some homes. So what happens after that? Let's assume that the palliative is so big. Let me give it a week. Both the rice, garri, beans, all of them will be exhausted in 1 week. So what happened after then? Do you know that some people, after collecting from Lagos, they will soon run to Ogun State, because the distance is not far now. They will soon run to neighboring state. As long as you can speak a passable Yoruba, you can still go and collect over there. Yes, now. That's the truth. As long as you are an APC member, you can have your way. They will put your name, you go and collect. After collecting in Lagos, after all, there's no identity, nothing to show, nothing to track that you have collected somewhere. So that is the fraud, because the people know that the government is not sincere with them, so they cannot be sincere. It is now a question of the end justifies the means. So this thing that is happening now, that is going to happen on the 6th, from the look of things and from what DSS is saying, I will advise Labour to be wary, because they are going to clamp down on even they can. You remember Abacha and the phantom coup? When he wanted to deal with some people, he created a phantom coup and roped in some people. So they were planning coup. Remember? So there's nothing stopping DSS from coming up with something and say, yes, Mr. Lagbaja is behind this disturbance. And they will go and pick him. And then they will brainwash some people who will now discover, yes, he's our sponsor. He was the one that told us to go and do it. Yes, now. So
Mr. Darlington, one surprise about what the DSS has been doing lately about issuing statements or such statements is a lot of people I thought they were supposed to be secret services, and they work in secret. They notice, they get information, intelligence, and they pick you up in secret and without making noise about it. I don't know. Is this new method part of their modus operandi, the way they're supposed to operate?
These DSS are demystified. Our own DSS.
So it's not secret again.
No.
There's no secret in the service again.
No, they are not. They are, in fact, they even settle husband and wife quarrel.
It's okay, Mr. Darlington. Yeah, let's move to other conversations. Lagos phone lines are open. Let's get to take your thoughts and your reactions.
If your husband is a member of the ruling party and the woman is in the other this thing and they have issues, if they get to hear of it, they will step in.
All right, Lagos phone lines are open. Let's get to take your thoughts and reactions. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. These are the numbers to call. So if you're watching on YouTube and you'd like to chime in on the conversation, the phone line to jump on is the WhatsApp number, especially if you're in the diaspora. So that's 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. But the line to call, the regular line or terrestrial line, is 0700 903 903 903. That is 0700 903 903 903. And we'll get back to the Niger Gabon case and what the NBA president said. But let's attend to a few calls. Hello, good evening. I think I lost that call already. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. You're welcome. Go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm calling from London. My name is Jonathan.
Mr. Jonathan, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Good evening, Mr. Darlington.
Good evening, Jonathan Swift.
How's
the man who wrote Believer's Travel. How are you?
Gulliver's Travel. Been a long time. Go ahead, Mr. Jonathan.
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Let me quickly jump on this DSS.
Okay.
I overheard that why Mr. Darlington why he was talking about the DSS. Nigerian DSS. Nigerian DSS is a compromised DSS.
Why would you say that?
So, you see the way they are dragging Emefiele with Bible now.
You say with Bible? Nah, I'm going to feel whole Bible now. See that dragging him with Bible. You guys don't fail. You don't fail to amuse me. Go ahead.
You didn't see the color of the KJV Bible.
Not even the color, the size too.
The guy is closer to God.
The video is on YouTube.
Yes, I know.
So let me talk about. I want to talk about this FCT judges accused CJ. So this is the situation we find ourselves. These are the people in the temple of justice pointing accusing fingers. So it's pathetic, and I don't know how the NBA presidents will be looking at these people pointing accusing fingers to themselves. So these people have defiled the temple of justice. So that's what I want to say. And thank God that Mr. Darlington is a lawyer too. So he knows the arena very well.
Barrister Darlington. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That, you mentioned it.
Yes, that what?
That the NBA.
Yes, the
president.
NBA. Yes, he said that during an interview. I had not even read that news, but it's okay. You want to address that already?
You see, most lawyers are condemned. The same thing I was saying about Mary Odele. You are a leader of a professional body. You don't need to dabble into some of these things. It's not in your character to be telling us. It's like you are telling us whether we like it or not. You shouldn't.
Yeah, he said that the fact that the president is, during that, the INEC declared him a winner is a function of law, and that he is a president is also a function of law. That it's a function of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is a function of the Electoral Act. In fact, he said what we've done is simply to recognize the position of the law, which is the president.
You see, that is not the one to say all these things. As an NBA president, that's what I'm saying.
No, but what he said, Mr. Darlington, what he said, is it wrong? Because it is a function of law.
No, hold on.
Is it not?
You didn't hear me.
Okay.
I said it is wrong coming from him.
Why should he be wrong?
Because he is a member. He is the president of a professional body. Look. Okay. In the days of Alao Akabashoro, oh my God. Even under military, his voice alone is a threat to the military. Alao Akabashoro, when he speak like this, the military will catch cold. But when you can now come and be praising somebody as if you are in bed with him, it doesn't make sense now. That means you are telling other lawyers who are fighting this in the court that are fighting a lost battle. That's what he had just said. You are telling your fellow colleagues who are fighting these irregularities in our electoral system that they shouldn't be doing that. We should allow everything that has been said. Don't it remain like that?
No. So another thing another thing he also did mention. I remember that other one was on another different interview he had. He said that lawyers should not come on air on the media to be analyzing judgments that have been passed by judges. That the law profession is a sacred profession, that it's unfair to start interpreting a judgment that has been passed by judges in court. So he said a lot. He said, if a judge has passed a judgment, the judge has passed the judgment. So as a lawyer, it's not your place to now come on air and to start probably defaming your profession.
No, it's a lie. Well, I disagree with him. It's a lie. If he's saying that you are talking about matter that is in court, maybe you are talking of sub judice, we can say, okay, you are not supposed to. That means you are stampeding the court. But a judgment has been passed. It is not a public property now. It is not a public domain. Why wouldn't we discuss it? Tell me. No, what is wrong? We are discussing something that has been done. You are trying to look at...
Public affairs analyst can, but he's talking about lawyers.
Oh, please. Who is the best
body of benchers?
Who is the best?
The bench.
Hold on. Who is the best person to discuss legal decision? Is it the tomato seller in?
So it's as if your father said something and you're coming to now say that this, in fact, this super mama.
No. We are like.
I think that's the way he's looking at it.
It's not. You are doing analysis. After all, remember that most time when the judgment are passed, they will take time to give reasons. I told you the case of Shagari and Awolowo. It took 6 months for Graham Douglas to come and give the whole world the reason for their decision. So why did they do that? It is important that you analyze it after it has been passed, so that the judges will now know where they erred, because nobody is perfect now. When Gani was alive, he was writing Nigeria Weekly Law Reports, and that particular that particular work was helping lawyers.
All right, Mr. Darlington, let's go back to the phone line. So come back to that. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. Go ahead.
My name is Buchi. I'm calling from Ghana.
Buchi, go ahead.
Yeah. Are you a lawyer? You are not a lawyer now. A lawyer is telling you what it takes. You are still maybe countering arguing, that kind of thing. Why not go down and learn from it?
Can you go ahead and ask your question? Because my job is to ask questions based on evidences, and that's what I'm doing. I am asking questions, and I did not stop him from airing his view, and he's responding. We're both doing our job.
He's pulling your legs. Don't worry.
Like you are with him on his profession, which you are not disturbed.
Unfortunately, I can't even hear what you're saying. Your line is breaking up. Your line is breaking up. So perhaps you try to call us.
No, you see, she's doing her job. If she does not put me on my toes, how will I now?
Unfortunately, they don't understand. They see it as an argument, but it's fine anyway. Hello, good evening to you.
It doesn't matter what they say. What matters
Hello, good evening.
What we are doing here.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mr. Darlington, good evening, sir.
Good evening, my dear.
Now, Precious.
Sir?
Hey! Nasaya.
Yeah, this one, eh? Oh my God!
that just comes out. That just comes out involuntarily. I can't even control it.
Shebi, that will lower your blood pressure now, abi? You asked for it. You said you be asking you. What them car?
I don't understand what you guys talking about.
Don't worry, we spoke in parable. Don't worry. Don't worry. After you asked me what he said.
Mr. Tony Chukwudi, should I point your mic? Go ahead and comment before I off your mic now.
Oh my God.
Precious. Again. Oh God.
You're calling me. I'm answering you now. What do you want? What do Nigerians? What do you want? What do Nigerians want?
What I'm trying to say is this. Not easy of calling because if I call again, you.
That's the only way I know to answer. I have home training.
Yes,
they trained me well.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that there is difference between. Is there any difference between a reverend father and a bishop?
They are ranking now. They are doing the same profession, but in hierarchy, the bishop is higher than the reverend father.
Because, and is there any difference between a bishop and a cardinal?
Yes, now the cardinal is higher than the bishop.
Good. So the difference there is that the other person is, as a bishop, a kind of they ordain them as the bishop again. But they are, all of them are doing the same job as celebrating mass as a priest. All of them must be a reverend father before going into any position, any hierarchy, as Mr. Darlington said. What Mr. Darlington is trying to put here is that there are statements that you don't make. This Mrs. Odele, I think Justice, I don't know if there's any title they used to address.
Retired Justice. Go ahead. Okay,
retired Justice. Knows there are speech or there are things that you don't say when the tension is high. What Mr. Darlington is trying to put here is that she should have a kind of pick a different topic. There are so many things to talk about in Nigeria. There are so many things to talk in a seminar. But she decided, to me, if I tell you my mind, the way I'm seeing the whole thing, just like the other guy that called from London, the way I'm seeing it is just like if Mr. Darren said they have gone into their coven. They have gone into their inner coven and then discuss whatever. I don't think there is anything I don't think there is anything that is going to come. If there is a way to balance the people, all these parties, their money that they spend going to court, they should have done it to balance them their money and they go. Because why will you say so when you have your own professionals defending some cases, and again, you are telling us that it has to do with the law. The president has to do with the law. The law is part of the presidency is part of the law, just like the police and the armed forces and the rest of them. And so, at the end of the day, if all these things are law, are we to accept the law when the law did something wrong, and we must stick to the same law?
I wonder.
So let us put it that there may be something happen. Maybe there are some irregularities and all these things, and somebody just become a president. Do you want us to, because it's the law? We have to accept it. Why can't we correct the mistake and not to repeat that mistake again in the future? Everything that Nigeria has been fighting for is to be good in the future. But in as much as we want to be good, there are some people that will try to pull us back. Nigerians are suffering. Africa is suffering. And in as much as we want to make a step forward, let it be good for everybody. There are people that think that is their own, only them can live, only them can enjoy it, when others are suffering. So some, like Mr. Darlington said, somebody will go and collect the what you call it, palliative of palava they are sharing. When the person collects it, the person will then go again to the neighboring state, and then because of and collect it. Why would the person travel that distance? The risk involved of traveling. So don't we calculate all these things? There are risks involved.
All right.
Going that far.
Thank you, Mr. Tony. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling.
What is on the step down?
We still far.
Are we not going to finish before we get to step down? We would love it today. Just wait. I'm coming for you people, especially for you.
That we know.
I will tell you. Today on you go hot. Don't worry. Be here.
Okay.
Be with me. All right. Thank you. All right, Lagos phone lines are still open.
Even to tell Mekua what he said, remember that Supreme Court judge between the Supreme Court judgment between Awolowo and Shagari, they even said that no lawyer should quote it and make reference to it in any law court. That will tell you that they know that they erred. But the Supreme Court,
so it cannot be cited till today.
You can't.
Till today, that case cannot be cited.
They said it. They said it. The Supreme Court said it. Even the one that
and it remains so.
Yes, now because look at it. How will you do that? How? What will you say? You can't make reference
so
to
why
it.
give a judgment that cannot be cited? Because every statement serves as precedent to another.
You didn't hear the reason that Graham Douglas gave. He said that it was a political issue because the country was tense, and so they had to give judgment that will quiet and return the peace of the country. That's what he said.
So peace of the country by going against the rule of law?
Well,
by going against what the Constitution states?
As far as they are concerned.
By going against fairness, equity, and justice?
It is not their own thinking. Because let me tell you, that's why I have always...
Or you please some people against others?
Yes, that's why I've always told people who gain power by violence. If you check, that has been the game in this country. You know, when people want something, they will use all manner of force. Look at during the last election. Was it not violence and brigandage that made some people to have their way in Lagos State? So because of that, you can be, if you don't get it, heaven will fall, this and that. I have more power, I can kill it, I will destroy everybody.
Mr. Darlington, let's go back to my messages. We have a lot of messages.
The court will now say, since these people are so powerful, they are so aggressive, let us give it to them so that there will be peace. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
That's it now. Is there no other reason?
Oh, why? This is not you trying to be subjugated. Nigerians are about to lose their freedom of speech and expression too. We saw it coming. The message has been passed. All eyes on the judiciary. More expo on the long-awaited tribunal judgment is coming out. Mirror Delhi gave expo 1. DSS just giving expo 2. Fellow Nigerians on an eye don't clear. Brace yourselves for the next 3 years with the present government. Pray and hope for the best, no be renewed hope. From Felix from NNPC sent in that message. Antonia Lini from Ijegemo says, this action on dire communication by government of River State is draconian and callous, to say the least. My friend Darlington advised us, is it not justable to take a legal route, notwithstanding the trust deficit of Nigeria's judiciary? Sincerely speaking, I do not think Mary Odili's speech should be a subject of suspicion, given the fact that she was never partisan in her comment. While I agree that global eyes should be on Nigerian judiciary, no matter the jurist's offenses, she should be spared in this controversy. Now waiting to need to talk with that one. And then, hey, Magic could do me, don't come for you. I hope he's the one. He's the one. And he says, Mr. Darlington, you spoke well from the beginning of your speech, but you ended up polluting your statements by saying Aso Rock is not part of Abuja plan. Abuja has been under plan for state capital of Nigeria since the reign of Baba Iyabo. General Olusegun Obasanjo, you're the one saying, why don't they demolish Aso Rock? You're always against APC and President Tinubu. Hence, Mr. Darlington, you're just wasting your time. You still don't believe Tinubu went to school in America, and the school in America has said Tinubu graduated from the institution. Therefore, what is headache for goodness? What's your headache for goodness sake? What are you going to gain by scandalizing President Tinubu? You just have all of this thing he said. You're saying about Mr. What has he said today about the president? What has he said today? All right, let me move to the next conversation. Mr. Darlington, sorry, you don't have right to response right now. Let's leave it.
I have. Later on, look at the master plan of Abuja. Ab initio, that part, I said Aso Rock, where it is.
It's not in the master plan of Abuja.
It was not. It was Babangida
that had to.
It was Babangida that put that place. We are talking about positioning. You know, when you cite a property where it's not supposed to be, that's what we are talking about.
All right, thank you, Mr. Darlington. You've cleared that up. I have lots of messages. Let me run through them very quickly. Please tell Mr. Darlington to watch. With all due respect, what do you mean if you are Yoruba, you can run to Ogun State and collect palliative? What kind of tribalist statement and bigotry statement is that? Oh, wow. And then this is good evening, Auntie Precious and Mr. Darlington. Thank you for the rich discourse. There is a Yoruba storybook we read in school, Babarere Babake, meaning the Almighty Father that has a price tag on every bean. Now, wow, how do we escape from this Baba? One thing is definite: those that make peaceful change impossible. Simisola sent in that from Ixolo. And then Prince Ayotek says, good evening, Precious and Darlington. All eyes on the judiciary. There are people that feel that they are above the law in Nigeria. Justice delayed is not justice denied. There are many illegalities in the system. Nigeria should see what is going on in Nigeria and Gabon. What baffles me most is there is no rule of law in this country. A man who told you, a man stood up and say, it's my turn, and the whole people are looking at him. Is that not enough is that not enough? He said, catch it, snatch it, and run away with it. Concerning what Oyedepo said, it will come to pass, but not in this generation. But by the time American leaders embrace true justice. Precious, concerning palliative, I have not collected my own. No, Prince, I think you're just going from here. You're just going from here to here. You don't need it to. Sam Ken says Nigeria has become a theater of absurd, and incidentally, the historical and recent absurdities have become associated with certain first name. The NBA president is Yakubu Maikiau, and while the INEC chairman is Yakubu Mahmoud, there is a common denominator: the name. How? You guys will not kill me in this country. Remy from Makoka says it's only in Nigeria that law enforcement like DSS uncovers a plot to peaceful protest, but will never uncover terrorist attack before it happens. It's only in Nigeria. In my opinion, the DSS is exhibiting fears of the government exhibiting fears of the government. You mean when the judgment is yet to be announced? You get why? If thou halt done well, thou will not be so afraid. I know the blackmail behind the word violence, and I am sure the only violent element during mass protests are the security operators and state-sponsored thugs. We know their games. The question is, what will Nigerians do against subversion of justice? All eyes remains on the judiciary. That's what you said, Remy. And then this says, you see from Ijegun says, what I don't understand is that judgment is going on Wednesday. Mr. Tinubu is going to India and Mrs. Odeli is talking. I must tell you that the verdict passed already. Thank you. Who passed the verdict? I don't know. And then this says, those that are currently in various political offices in Nigeria acting like dictators, like the case of River State governor against AIT, they must realize that that power is transient and there is consequences for every evil action. Frank Onero from USA sent in that message. And then this says, hello precious, I'm optimistic about a better tomorrow for Nigeria. Oloye from Ejege says, I also want to re-emphasize on how people who are capable themselves to help the needy but won't base on self-doubt. Anyway, nobody has stretched a hand of faith to help. I appreciate. Oloye from Ejege. Oloye, I don't know you. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. And then good evening, precious. Mr. Darlington, please, precious. Please stop. I say I should stop defunding corrupt politicians. Allow Mr. Darlington to breathe. Appointment has finished for you. You won't get Agberu minister. Well, I had to read that what you. I had to read that what you wrote there so that you know that I'm not afraid of you lambasting me. Abi, you guys, well done. But I go to YouTube now. YouTube is actually a very interesting area to be. Evans SSS is Evans, if you show you tweet, Evans, leave me. That's in you wrote in. I cannot read it. Iyere says they say dead men don't talk. If Dr. was alive, will this happen? Raphael said 100%. Okay says, I'm here again because of Mazi Darlington, man of the year, mouth of the people. Kena Ezike says, Mr. Darlington is looking sharp today. Love his suit and tie. Mr. Darlington says, I should ask you, are you a man or a woman? Kene, please pick a choice. Why Zulifi Demo says, Mr. Darlington, I'm here, me here. Michael Zerem says, very disappointing speech. Perhaps referring to Justice Mary Odili. Innocent Okoye says, good evening, Madam Host. My body who exchanged this hardship, who are facing in Nigeria now with anything. Sorry, I don't understand. Michael says, Rockshine then says, her speech was nothing good to help make the decision at hand easier for the judges. See, precious, on the 6th, we will take a sick leave just to make sure that we listen to that judgment and watch it from beginning to end. You go collect sick leave. And Unfeigned says Nigeria defiles all logic. And Michael says, husband and wife quarrel, according to DSS and what Mr. Darlington said about DSS. FM says, good evening, Mr. Darlington and Pretty Precious. Thank you. Tell the judiciary that the alternative to election coup is military coup. When the citizens are unable to remove corrupt, the military are on hand. Who tell you? Military is not going anywhere. It's not happening in Nigeria. Rockshine says, see, if the judgment sounds somehow or looks fishy, then I hope one of the two things in my thoughts happens, aka Bangladesh move or the new visitors that has been visiting. Femi Bash then says, Yekini, Femi, I'm not gonna read them. Femi, even if you put something on my throat, I won't read it, yeah? And Unfeigned says, there is no other way to this judgment than the... In fact, I'm tired. Let me go back to phone lines. You people cannot kill me. Mr. Darlington, they want to finish me with the kind of things they're saying here. I cannot read it, though. They want to put me in trouble. Hello, good evening to you. Hello? Yes.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Mr. Wisdom.
Mr. Wisdom, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bokono.
You're welcome, Mr. Wisdom. Go ahead. Give us some wisdom.
Yeah. I want to put mouth in this palliative issue.
Okay.
I have never seen anyone that collected his own. Because this our country, our leaders, they are fraudsters. Because this is the opportunity for them to snatch the money again. So I have never seen anyone that collects his own. So I don't know if I thought that those people want to do this palliative in a normal way. They will push the money into the banks, bank to bank. So that if I thought that we are a citizen of this country, anyone they want to give you, they will send it into your account. So all those ones, I don't understand them. So this our country, they are fraudsters. So I don't know.
No, you never reach. They calm down. They're sharing batch by batch. Maybe never reach a side batch. And remember that it's for the poor of the poorest. So are you the poor of the poorest?
I wonder. You have money to call on.
Do you understand?
So
you have money to call on. So you're not poor of the poorest now. Do you understand, brother?
Wisdom. Besides, you're a wise man. You cannot be poor.
Thank you.
You're a wise man. You cannot be poor.
All right. Chigwog Obi says, "Good evening, precious, and my beloved brother, Mr. Barrister Lansing. Whatever that happens to Nigeria after the so-called premeditated judgment, after about more than a month judgment was ready, but and it didn't say. Unfair said, for your information, after all the judgment, we move against INEC and its shenanigans. Criminal rascality has to be expunged from our polity. Period." That's what you said. And he said INEC has to be probed and audited. Any bribery or bribed staff should be prosecuted accordingly. Who go probe them? Now you? Chibugo says, keep looking for how to manipulate the judgment in favor of Moses Igor. Darlington, you are looking sharp today. Darlington, Mr. Darlington, I'm loving you.
Is it and a Dixon lady says, or a man?
I don't know. They say, are you a lady or are you a lady? Are you a lady or gent? And then Frank Dixon says, SSS only exhibit power against peaceful protesters but fail woefully in tracking bandits, armed robbers, and terrorists. Visayo Majikudumi says, good evening, Madam Precious. Everything has been arranged long time ago. After Mrs. Yeah, you hear from Pastor Adeboye and from Pastor Adeboye to Imam telling Nigerians to forget the ridiculous election. Chinazoize says, Lord, please help also have mercy on Nigeria. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening. I lost it already. 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 9039. All right. This says, good evening, Precious and Darlington. Please, if indeed Judiciary Court can hear you people, please make know that they too are part and parcel of this suffering, crying and dying people of Nigerians, direct or indirectly. Let them know that we Nigerians mean it when we say all eyes is on the judiciary to either save Nigerians now. Babeji from Oshodi sent in that message. I'm going back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
How are you doing, Precious? Ograyobia, they're just speaking.
Oh, from Denmark. You're welcome, sir. It's been a while.
Yeah, I've been so busy.
Ndewo. Ndewo.
I cannot be if I'm ever now one muddies.
Okay,
you see what the what they call it, the Labour Congress are doing. This APC regime is the terrible regime in the history of Nigeria. Are you aware that the Labour Congress have been divided starting from this APC government? Are you aware of it?
Of course.
So it's the same commotion they are causing. I don't know how to qualify this regime since in the history of Nigeria. They are just wiping democracy away from the people. Then when you wash out from the comment of Mary Odre, is to give you a sign. You remember when I said that we know their secret, what they are planning. It's the same dancing the Judas of River State have been dancing for a very long time, because he's the one concluded the whole rubbish going on.
I don't
now.
understand what you're saying.
They have already-
So can you speak in clear terms and please mind your language, sir? Thank you.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. I didn't insult anyone. I didn't call anybody. I just called Mrs. Mary Audrey, then Judas of River State. I didn't call anybody's name. So if you watch out for that woman to speak as a former justice of Supreme Court coming out to conclude, it means they have already concluded the judge. The judgment is already done. There is nothing to expect again. He have shown that the government have already moved on. That is the same thing we are seeing from River State. So they have already concluded the matter. So that is what is going on there now. Why I am so concerned, if you check out Ijeoma, how old the limited liability is in Nigeria? Is it not at 3 years old? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, I'm hearing you.
The limited liability in Nigeria, that is company, for someone to be managing a company, is it not at 3 years old? It's from 1990 to today, it's 33 years old. My own company there is 21 years old. I be paying tax. I have paid millions of naira there. So what they are taking for this palliative, the loan they are taking, I am paying for it. So when I'm angry about what there, nobody should be angry with me. It shouldn't be against me because they are robbing me. If you are coming against them, that they are robbing me, I know that they are robbing me. That is totally wrong. I am doing the right thing to support the government. There are people who are serving and we are paying them from our tax, from the tax we pay their salaries. If anything happens to me here right now, I am free medical health without contributing even 1 cent because of the tax I paid. The tax I paid is my medical health, not insurance. The tax I paid give me security. The tax I paid give me the tying of the road. The tax I paid give me everything I need. That is the constitution of a nation. So the way Nigeria stands, it means there is nothing like a nation. It's just like a British company. That is how the country starts. How can few people just gather and decide what to happen in a country? It's very, very wrong. We are not going to take that. We are just watching them. Let them finish what they're doing.
Thank you.
God bless you all.
All right, God bless you. All right, have a good evening.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Precious.
Yes, please.
Good evening. I have been watching your program for a while now, and for some reason I don't understand. Nigeria is not doing the right thing. It is difficult to understand how you stay outside sending your money, try and bring in dollars into that country, and things are not working the right way. It is even more difficult to understand that something that is written in black and white, straightforward. Even nobody now, as it is now, almost everybody is a lawyer now. Everybody.
Everyone has gone to study the law, as in everyone is interpreting the law.
There are some things that are written straightforward. There are some things that you cannot doubt. It is painful to see all these things. Well, all eyes on the judiciary.
I appreciate
you. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Well, that actually got me rolling. Like everyone is now interested in what's happening in law. Everyone is now a lawyer. One way or the other, you're interested. And I don't understand why. But then, of course, we know the reason why. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good evening and welcome.
Precious, now, wow.
Chai, what did I do? What I do?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Maybe they give us one minute now. It's for 1 week, 2 weeks now we can't get through.
Sorry.
Everyone could engage.
Oh yeah, who go pass the law? Before they go talk, say they do authoritative government.
No. So,
Mr. Darlington, you should the ears have it or the knees. Why you do?
Aqua begin a
Is your B? Is it Mr. Obi? Is it Obi?
Darlington, my brother, this is Obio.
I am not going to someone behind you.
Hell, Mr. Obio.
Darlington, I sent something to Precious. You see, I wanted your contact. She refused to answer me and my wife.
No, when did you send it? No, calm down. When did you send me a message?
I wanted the contact of my brother, Darlington.
When did you send it? Calm down now. There is no way I will not give you Mr. Darlington's I'm sorry. See, Mr. Obi, my DM come. Is it DM or she sent it on a message as a normal message?
I don't stand all this social media.
Okay, so if it's DM, I'll get back to my DM. I'll search my DM.
I wanted to get in touch with Darlington. I didn't call his village self.
No problem.
For people, nobody has his number. They don't have his number.
No problem.
I called Gogo Pia. I called Akodinogu. I called Ezanyangu. We're looking for a number.
Mr. Darlington, you don't find you reach a village.
Now I'm here. Police news. All my mates now. Also, what my number? Don't mind them.
I'm sorry, Mr. Obi. I'm going to check through my DM and I'll send to you. No. Don't worry, Mr. Darlington. Should I give him your number?
Don't worry yourself.
He will give me the verdict to give the number. Go ahead.
Precious.
Sir?
Something happened on Sunday.
What happened?
Something about what happened in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
That the only station these people are going to go to talk on the AIT. Somebody complained, reported the people on radio 103.5 Radio Nigeria on Sunday that you people are insulting the president. That he has called the MPs. I'm telling you, I have to defend
Which 103.5? Which 103.5?
103.5 Radio Nigeria.
That is Radio 1. And by the way, that's my former station where I used to work.
Yes, they reported you people there.
They reported Darlington and I that were insulting government.
You're insulting the but it's a lie. I told the man to listen from today, from nothing like that. You used to attack Darlington, you used to cut him off, you don't even allow him to talk. So that's what I want to say. So you need to be careful. I will get that to catch up yourself.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mr. Obi. Thank you. So you see the thing, I think it's fine that Mr. Obi raised this. For those who will be saying, oh, Precious is rude to Mr. Darlington, you don't let him talk, you're rude. Are you people hearing it? They're already reporting us to the powers that be. Are you people hearing it? So most times I say that you feel like this is the voice of the people. You want to, it's the station that gives you the voice to talk. But you cannot say your mind to the detriment of someone's business. This is someone's business. If his license is taken away from him, what happens to the business? Do you understand? So sometimes when we say mind your language or, keep your emotions aside, it's because we actually mean it. Unfortunately, that's the system that we're in. I do hope we understand. I appreciate you. Thank you. So let me quickly run through some messages. I have a lot of them to attend to.
Some people have dedicated their life to listening to us and to find fault. But can we grow if we... Look,
Mr. Darlington, can we not just answer? Let me read messages. I have a lot of messages to read.
Let me run this down. Please, Precious. CNN seconded an intern to White House under Donald Trump. And the man challenged Donald Trump. What audacity. Donald Trump sent him out. His company, CNN, said he should go back there. Donald Trump sent him away. They went to court. The court to say the man should go back to his beat and stay there. Precious, it was CNN that monitored how Khashoggi was killed in a Turkey embassy.
I've said that report.
They followed from the time he came.
Yes.
To the time they
and the footages and who came in and who left here.
Oh God! Look, each time I hear this thing, I feel so sad. We are nowhere. We are not growing up, for God's sake. That's why I keep telling you that we are behind human race, and some people want us to remain like that. How can we work? How can we move? How can we make progress with this type of mindset? You are attacking. What are you telling government? Mention anything we have said that is not true. In fact, I cannot even do propaganda because APC has given me enough arsenal. Why should I go into propaganda? Every day they create weapons for you to use to even criticize them. So what is the propaganda there? I don't have time for that now because I have enough facts. So all this thing you are attacking what? That somebody did something wrong, and this is somebody you have given your right to protect you.
All right, let's go back to the phone line, Mr.
And they say attack.
Right. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, are you there? Good evening.
Good evening, Precious. How are you? How
Oh,
was your weekend?
I'm very well, thank you. Well, the weekend was incomplete, but it's fine.
I know that's how it is for everyone. It's everywhere.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir. Is it Mr. Ola?
How are you? Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ola from Chicago, you're welcome.
Yes, my Ola. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you, my darling?
I am okay, sir. I'm okay. We are looking for palliative from your side, though.
Okay. Mr. Ola does not work with Asorok. He does not work with Asorok.
No, you know he's from Chicago now.
Oh! Oh my goodness. Mr. Ola, please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay. Precious.
Sir?
You see, someone said she loved how you answer, sir. I love it too.
Thank you, sir.
Let me tell you this, Precious.
Yes, sir.
My love to you, since my daughter explained everything to me, is getting higher every day. But that doesn't mean that I will reduce Darlington's love.
It's okay. I'm not contesting.
I want you to know.
I'm not contesting it. It's fine.
Okay. Precious,
sir?
Let me tell you this.
Okay.
The way Nigeria is going, my heart was so heavy. Honestly speaking, it was down now. When you started your show, my heart was so heavy. That time, if I got you on my phone, you will be surprised the way I talk. Look, what is happening in Nigeria now? I'm scared. Our politicians doesn't love us. They didn't love us.
They do. Okay, maybe they love you differently. Maybe they have a different way of showing love.
Yes, I understand you. Whatever you say, I love it.
Thank you.
Don't worry. You can say anything. I love it. I understand you very much.
Thank you so much.
You see, look at the judge or the retired judge. When I listened to her yesterday, I was so, oh no, I don't know what to say. Look, I think the woman have traveled now. She left Nigeria now to London.
That's what they said.
Yesterday.
That's the rumor that they saw them in Heathrow. I don't know how true that is.
It's not a rumor. My family in London have already told me they saw her. Saw her. Let me say this, Precious. Those people who are condemning Darlington for what he's saying about the Asorok or no Asorok in Abuja. There was a man they brought to Rise TV on Friday. The man said it. He was the one who said it, that Asorok is not on the plan of Abuja. Why whatever any Darlington said, people will be going against him? I don't know. APC is, anyway, I don't want to say what I want to say.
Right, thank you.
Thank
you, Mr. Lang. I appreciate it.
Love you, Darlington. Love you, Precious.
Thank you, sir.
Let me pray this. Whoever loves Nigeria, God will love him and protect him and be with him.
Right,
but whoever is punishing our people, whoever is punishing us, God will punish the person. I'm a lover of Nigeria. I love Nigeria. But the only thing I think that we can possible in Nigeria and to make Nigeria move in is let everybody take his place and take care of your family. Let's go to regional government. Thank you. God bless.
I appreciate it, Mr. Ola. So let me run through some messages because I have a lot of bison. I have a lot of messages. So much. Good evening, Precious. Please, your broadcast is really muffled where I am. The wanderer from where is that? Isashi. Isashi. Oh, apologies. I think we'll look into that. Mr. Darlington, Precious, they say Mr. Darlington is a liar. Most times he does fabricate issues. Sincerely speaking, Mr. Darlington is not a lawyer. That is impersonation because he doesn't speak like a lawyer. Asorok under Abuja master plan during military era of former President Obasanjo before Babangida came into power and built Asorok after the failed coup of Major Gideon Oka of Benue State. Why is your guest still bringing the issue of Tinubu's school and certificate? Is that the topic under discussion today? Tinubu's certificate, if Mr. Darlington does not believe, he should travel to Chicago to verify. Believe me, if Peter Obi were to be president of Nigeria for the little period of his administration, he will not perform up to quarter of what Tinubu has done so far. Okay, that's what he said. And so it's I think I have to respond to this person myself. It's not fair that you call someone a liar and without bringing up facts. Somebody else has also called down to also say that, somebody else even said this on a live television and Arise television. Why did you not go and tell that person that is a lie? That's what he said about Afro Rock not being in the master plan of Abuja.
Who's saying that?
He refused to put up his name.
Is it not the same? Is that Benjamin?
So if you guys keep bringing up these things without proper claim, then it's very unfortunate.
In fact, the way
and Mr. Darlington has said it a lot of times that if you want to, oppose him or bring up a superior argument with your proof, and that he's going to ensure that, he takes a listen to you. It's very unfortunate that we are the way we are. Let me just rest my case. Well, let me read more messages.
By insulting himself, you are a liar. You are not. You don't
Mr.
speak
Darlington,
like
please,
a lawyer.
let me read some messages.
So how does a lawyer speak, please? How? First was Kiyamo. I know what they said when he was speaking for APC. Today he's the Minister of Aviation. So how is there any special way that lawyers are supposed to speak? When Gani Fayemi was alive, that firebrand, Precious, even his fellow lawyer, there's nothing they did not call him. They call him busybody. But that
Mr.
man was
can I read some
foremost human rights fighter.
Please, we don't have time. Can I read some messages? This says, may God help. Mayor Adeli has read the judgment, minority judgment. No, don't say that. Nigeria will live above all principalities and powers, and justice will be served. Sir Eric Okechukwu from Sierra Leone sent you that message. And this says, nothing will come out of the court. You can see Mayor Adeli indirectly announcing the judgment from Anyo Kuchuku sent in that message. And it says, Miss P, the colloquium where Mrs. Adeli spoke is just so sad that Nigerians are too scared to take back their country. I have always said it at every fora that Nigeria is not practicing any democracy. It can never be, and not to make matters worse, the media are not helping issues. Why can't the Nigerian media stand up and be counted like their counterparts like CNN and Al Jazeera in terms of objectivity and their reportage? Miss P, the Nigerian media is too scared to speak the truth, to fight. For Christ's sake, for you media people are not called the fourth estate of the rim for nothing. You know what? After saying all these things that you just said, come and enter the media, be the one to say it and be alive with your family. Do you understand? After saying all these things, come and take up the mantle. I can coach you personally as a media. I would give you free coaching. I'll give you free kits that use and start. Free coaching. Then come and enter. Then come and be the firebrand in the media. We want people like you. Please come up fast. Because it's not enough for you to be where you are and then, you start casting aspersion on others who are doing their best. Sometimes even risking their lives to do their jobs. Sometimes you should also come and step into their shoes so you understand exactly how the situation is. Okay, all right, I appreciate you. But you didn't state your name. I do wish that you did state your name. It would be easier. Precious, what concerned APC government with demolition of AIT in River State governed by PDP? We have AIT in Lagos and Abuja controlled by APC. Nobody demolished your station. Darlington should reason for once. Olu from Badagry sent in that message. Good evening, Precious. My name is Kunle Major from Festac. I want to let you know that nothing will happen on Wednesday. Nothing. And they will all know who is to be elected. And remember, Wike has been boosting and making noise since... I cannot even read. I cannot read messages in peace. Godfrey from Sierra says, Mr. Darlington, my person, do you think that there is that it's the authorities that need to be blamed for not appealing the judgment instead of you blaming the orderlies for the court injunction? On the PEPT judgment on Wednesday, let's not panic. Our judiciary knows what is at stake now. I believe they have noted the concerns of reasonable Nigerians. And that I have asked my question for one of your guests this election that came and passed. INEC chairman said that the president Tinubu won 24 states and Article 21 state. The question again is, how many states do we have? If INEC chairman has said Tinubu won 21 states, Article 24 states, and Article 121 states. All right. All right. Somebody just said, I also love you both. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And this says, good evening, Precious and Mr. Darlington. My name, my man of the year, Olalekon from Okoba. There's a saying that there is no smoke without fire. Remember after the election result was stated, the APC says they go to court. If that you can go to court, if they have their people there must be. I'm not reading your message. I am not reading your message. You guys, please let me breathe. Good evening, Precious and Darlington. It says that Darlington started well on the issue of AIT, but ended up wrong direction by saying it's APC that was behind it. Forget that Rivers State was PDP. Also, on the issue of palliative, that Yoruba will move from one state to another to collect palliative. Forget that in Anambra State, there are also palliatives that was given to ABGA members only. And the Nasarawa State, their governor even branded the palliative. Aso Rock is not in original plan of Abuja. It was moved to the present position by IBB. Ola sent in that. Ola has corroborated that your plan.
So where is the other man insulting himself?
The other one, perhaps he did not know. He's not informed, So
that is it. That's one of the. Every time that man talks, he just talk. He's very rude.
It's okay.
He's not even challenging the topic. He just talk anyhow.
I apologize. I apologize.
That is one of the things that irritates me.
But they also did mention the fact that what do they call it? PDP. I mean, Rivers State is a PDP state. And
please, as we speak today, who is the godfather of Rivers politics? Who determines what happened in Rivers? Just like in Lagos State here, who determines what happened in Lagos State here? Are you telling me that something like that can happen and somebody does not know in Rivers?
In fact, that issue with AIT, truthfully speaking, started when Wike was governor and Tokwesi was still alive. It started that time. It started then at the runoff of the election. So that was when it started.
All the least son is a commissioner in Rivers. Who made it possible?
Can I go through some messages?
Who made it possible?
All right.
So when they are saying it is forget that in Nigerian politics, it is not who is in the state that matter. It is who is in control of the state. That is it. Who is in control of the state? The controversy going on in Alausa now. Who caused it? All the names of the commissioner that is causing problem. Who caused it? Who brought the list? Who is opposing it? Look, they should not let us talk. They should let them keep to themselves. Every time they be talking anyhow.
All right, Mr. Darlington, let me quickly read some messages. I do not hold any of the judges in high regards. I would never be like those who hold them with some respect or repute, apart from the fact that I don't see them. All right, I'm not reading. You guys, please, sorry for me. Hello, VOP. Nigerians had suffered enough. Judiciary should not compromise its integrity this time. All these mental gymnastics won't work. Nigerians are watching. All eyes on the judiciary. Great, from Ekotu, sent in that message. And this says, good evening, Precious. Mr. Darlington remains one of the best public analysts around. Please, we should encourage and support him. St. Francis from Ago Palace, Okota, sent in that message. And Jude from Okota says, please continue saying what you're saying. All those that are supporting will soon regret their deeds. Those that voted for them, how many of them are buying fuel for 1 naira right now? That's what you said. And Mr. Ola said, I'll be disappointed if the judgment favors Peter Obi because the judgment has been concluded already. That's what Ola said. And then he says, good evening, Precious Madam. How are you enjoying your show with or without Darlington? I beg you, don't allow Darlington and Obedience to push you and your radio station. And Obedience just called to advise you. It's better you take the advice. Tunde from Ijegun, your friend Tunde, sent that message. Miss P, I ain't casting aspersion on you, the media. I'm sorry. I got annoyed. I didn't mean it. The last thing I want to do is to get you annoyed. I'm not annoyed anyway. I can't even be angry at all. You're my favorite reporter and I'm your biggest supporter. My name is Ikenna. Ikenna, I appreciate you a lot. I understand emotions are high, so I get your point. Benjamin from Apapa says, good evening, Precious. Your guest body will calm down well by Wednesday 6th. I will laugh him well. All right. Precious, pronounce my name very well. Anna Ayochuku. Oh, Anna Ayo, that's you. Sorry, I didn't see that correctly. Precious says, to the listener to come and be a radio presenter so that he would say everything. If him go stay alive and seeing children, I feel you, babe, precious. My dear brother, as in the way these people just go about this talk, I appreciate. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening to you. Let me quickly run back to the phone line, then we go to our step-down conversation. Good evening, please.
Precious.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Darlington, a good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
This is John Legend calling from Mushin. Shebi na den na military regime no good, but now we there for democracy where on at the top we no get freedom of speech, abi. You precious now they read some messages. There is some messages you cannot read. Is it democracy?
Because those messages have very bad words that I cannot.
That is it. That is what we are practicing. That we are not even practicing democracy the way we're supposed to practice it. That is how it is. Because everything in military you have a limit of everything. And the same democracy also, you still have a limit of everything. So when people are telling you that the military we have seen before is better than what we are seeing today, look at the judiciary now. I don't know whether they want to compromise this one now. We are seeing koro eyes. Are they telling us now that this one where we see with this our two naked eyes, that our eyes were blind when this election was conducted? Is that what they want to tell us? I tell you, I'm still saying it till 100 years to come, that you can never enter through the back door and they become my president. It will not happen. I can never support it. No, take me to anywhere. If you want to be a president of Nigeria, come out. Let the people choose you. You cannot choose. You cannot impose yourself on me. Democracy is for the people. It's the people's choice, not for the cabals. Not for 2 million of people trying to decide what to happen to over 200 and something million of people. Anybody that government is well elected, typical lie.
Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, from Surulere. What I will say is, everything we have seen this night,
Go ahead.
is hinging on democracy. And the democracy, the way we are practicing it in Africa here, I think is the issue. And because it's a constitutional democracy, it is highly hinged on laws. And me and you know that the law is an ass. It is where you bend it. Like my lawyer friend will say that we don't break law, we bend the law. But the common people break the law. So that is why sometimes when judgments come out, the common man will see it as the law was broken, but the lawyer will see it as the law was bent. So, and bending the law comes in form of technicalities. So technicalities in law, where it could be a problem in this balance. And this technically is subject to abuse. I know that thing. Barrister there can confirm what I'm saying. So this is the reason why, even if the election was squarely lost or won, and by the time the judgment will come out, whether it is for or against a particular set of contestants, all of them will still be very pure in the eyes of the law. If you watch the way the legal teams were defending themselves during the election, tribunal. When the PDP will bring out their facts, it will look superb. You will think that they are one going in for it. By the time Labour brings out their own, it still looks superb. You think that they are the ones going in for it. APC will come with technicalities and you feel that with its technicalities, nobody can get them down. Just like the issue of somebody was challenged whether he's able to contest. And the technicalities said there's no local standing. So these are the issues. And morality doesn't come into law. And my lawyer friend said that morality brought legality. But when legality arrives, morality becomes useless. Barrister there can attest to that. So these are the issues we have in Nigeria. I think for me, I'm not asking for any style of government. All I want is good governance, no matter who is involved. I have a saying that the hood never makes the monk. For me, any style of government is okay, provided the people are happy with it. After all, the democracy has 3 words in it: government of the people, for the people, by the people. So everything is people. So once the people are okaying something, to hell with the style. So Nigeria needs to sit down. Let us design something that's autonomous, that will work for us. Thank you for now.
Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So I'll quickly take a breather. Maybe just see if I can run through the messages that I have left. Then I take a breather and then we go straight to step down conversation. I say, Mr. Daddy. So you know what, Mr. Majekudumi, I don't understand what you're saying by saying that Mr. Darlington will put our station into trouble because people are perceiving that perpetrating Darlington's wrong against President Tinubu and APC. To be sincere, Darlington doesn't balance his statements like other guests who are not members of APC, but a member of PDP and Labour Party. You've been inviting to your program. They never speak like Mr. Darlington. I don't know why you keep inviting him. If you don't want to listen to him, then you can go. It's fine. People have different emotions when they're responding to questions. And then you see, as many times as possible, I try to quell him or calm him down. Just like he said, has he said anything that is against facts? Has he said anything that is not provable? Say one thing that he has said that is not provable. Just say something that he has said that is not provable. That is a false allegation. Say it. Oh, please. You guys should just be coming down. Say Nigeria is at the crossroad and powers beyond powers will help sanitize Nigeria beyond. We are inadvertently inviting something. That's what you said. Please, is it that the judge of the trouble has relocated her entire family to abroad? I'm not going to answer this question. Ezioku Bundo. I'm not going to answer this your question. Mr. Darlington and Precious, the only man I have VOP that I have in VOP. Precious, Mr. Darlington is supposed to be on this show every day. Anybody that is attacking him will soon get heart attack. Well, you said a lot there. Lagos, let me take a breather. Let me go and swallow saliva. Let Mr. Darlington too swallow saliva and drink water and drop cup. When we come back, we're moving straight to our step down conversation. So so Mr. Darlington is okay. It's fine.
Only two of them, Benjamin and Majid Kudumi.
Yes.
And they have never said anything
and
that
Tunde
just three of them. And for the people that call here, and they have never said anything that can challenge my intelligence. I wanted them to say something that will embarrass me, except this insult. You want somebody that will balance. What do you want me to balance?
Okay.
Tell me.
So, Mr. Majek, have you heard it? Challenge his intelligence.
Yes, challenge his intelligence.
Instead of pushing him against the government, challenge his intelligence.
Exactly. Counter me.
Instead of pushing him against the government and making it look like he's saying something bad against government, which is not. Challenge it and state the things he has said, which is supposed to be against government.
Exactly.
State it here.
Exactly.
Because you not be carrying a news that is not true, and then you expect us to take it.
Every
and
time
let me even tell you something you don't know. NBC cross-checks every station. They come and check our loggers. They will play back and hear the things that we've been saying. And if it is something that is bad that we've been saying since, NBC would have come for us since. So just so you know, there is nothing that is done here that is against
he's instigating the law. Them.
So just so you know,
yes, he's instigating
so you
them
cannot use your emotions against someone's job. It doesn't work that way.
Instigating us.
Well, anyway, let's take a breather, people. When we come back, we'll go straight to our step down conversation. So a pastor came out once and said that, you know what? Once you get married, if you know you're not ready for it, don't start having kids. Sit down and cool down and enjoy your marriage. But he's been under so much attack that how can you advise people not to have kids immediately after marriage? Is that even a thing? A whole pastor? Was the pastor wrong for even saying that? We'll take a listen to what he said, and then we'll also get to play back what the responses have been so far. That's our step down conversation. Do you think it's okay to start having kids immediately you get married, or is it fair that you stay and enjoy your house, every corner of the house with your wife, before kids start crying up and down? That's our step down conversation. We're coming back.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender greeters, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
All right, Lagos, you are welcome back. Welcome to our Step Down Conversation, the Evening Rush 90.3, Voice of the People FM. Oh yeah, everybody should calm your temper. Everybody, please. Let's just talk about other matters. Let's leave Nigeria wahala alone. Let's use these 15 minutes and just talk about things that affect us. Let's talk about man and woman and child making. I hope that this can distract us a little bit from what's happening in Nigeria. So, Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo said something about advising couples not to have kids immediately after marriage. And he's come under attack, especially some Nigerian celebrities are attacking him and, have attacked him and even lambasted what he said. Let's take a listen to what exactly he said. And so you probably, have your say. Take a listen.
Don't rush after children. Once you have children, your life will never. I tell you now. If you are young, or if you marry and you are still young, you're under 30s or very at the brink of 30 or something, 31. If you still, as a man, if you still have the time, please know yourself. All these women are just married and 9 months after the kingdom come. It shakes many marriages because you never know your wife, not know your husband. Bikin don't come. Bikin no they send anybody home. He will pull both of you. Wife, he will pull your body, pull your attention. Husband, pull your money. He go pull una. For now, go hit on herself. Say, you didn't have the child. Tell it, my boy. Useless. Una go begin fight. That they begin they pull una. They stress una. Night and I go sleep now. Now one sleep. Now you gonna say una they sleep and they awake. Yeah. You go wake una. Say una they sleep. Una they wake up everybody. Nobody they sleep here. See, if you marry young, enjoy yourself. And you have work the next morning. You doesn't care. Wake up everybody. I say what's doing? I don't know. Yeah, but I wake up first. You breastfeed, clean everything. You wake up there again. I don't wake up now. And for him, after that wake up, you can't sleep. Say, you can't sleep. But you don't wake up now. Your eye don't clear. You can't sleep again. And you have to go to work in the morning. So that man is stressed. The woman too is stressed. She just not sleeping. Before you know, 12 now go being.
So this is exactly what the pastor said. And what is so wrong with what he said? Anybody who's had a child or who's been married before will understand exactly where he's driving at, right? So a particular actress, I think Uche Bere, responded and said, confused pastor, children that brings happiness to the family. You are now changing it that children bring fights to the family. Now, wow, okay, now we will see how the main fight will be like when the couple are ready before, maybe after 5 years of their enjoyment in marriage. Then the children are not coming to get pregnant. You see, Abulu war. That time war don't start. Anyway, I pity the gullible people that listen to the kind of businessmen that we call men of God. Does it have to get to that level? Let's even, so let's look at the issue. Mr. Darlington, you heard what he said. I mean, you're a family man, so you know exactly. So is there anything that is not true in what the pastor said? Or what do you make of the conversation, really?
You see, some of the pastors, when they want to catch the attention of their followers, they turn to comedians. Because what this guy is saying is like a comedy. Seriously, it does not add up at all. It doesn't.
So are you saying it's a lie?
It doesn't add up.
No, Mr. Darlington, see what he said. Apart from the comic aspect, he said that if you marry young, especially if the man is in his 20s or early 30s, that there may be no need to rush to have kids, because the kids will not let you have time to know yourselves properly. Everything and scenario that he put out there is true and correct. Because kids are naturally selfish. They're very demanding. Your pikin no send you. Pikin will wake up. Is it not the adage that says pikin will say mama no go sleep, no go sleep? The child may keep you awake all night, and you will have to go to work in the morning. That child will start sleeping that morning. But meanwhile, you stayed awake all night. And then children are also very demanding financially. I mean, you won't born pikin where you know go take care of. So what did he say that is wrong?
What he said is wrong. Okay. In the sight of God, as a man of God, that is not what God sent him.
But in the sight of actuality,
no, even actuality, any home that you are married 2-3 years, they didn't see any child cry in that home. There will be no happiness there. I'm telling you.
All right.
Let me go to the phone line. Go to the mother-in-law and the father-in-law.
They will call village meeting for you. Let me go to the phone line. Hello, good evening to you.
You didn't think of that one. Which child will bring you?
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Good evening. I'm calling. I want to speak on the topic that they're discussing now.
Which particular topic now? Because we've left the topic of politics. We are now in a step-down conversation.
Yeah, that's the one I want to.
All right, so go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Peter. I'm calling from Poland.
All right, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So, regarding the pastor's comment, what I think, in my own opinion, I don't think. For me, if you are married, or maybe you are newly married or something, it's a very sensitive matter. It is because now as a pastor, it's something that is spiritually, there are so many things involved in this. Because even in the Bible, I think there is a particular part in the Bible that somebody got married to. It was like, I think they said the man spewed his semen or something, and because of that, he was struck by God. He was killed.
I think that's Songs of Solomon or something.
Yeah, so I think it was Onas or something. I've forgotten that his name, Onas or something. So these things are very sensitive. You cannot tell somebody that just got married, you are sleeping with your wife, and you don't want to have a child. So what happens? That means the semen is wasting or what? So what are you doing? So this thing is not something that we can just talk about and then look at it from the physical perception.
All right, thank you.
So is it? Yeah. So that's what I think. Anyway,
all right,
I don't think anybody.
So you think the pastor shouldn't have even made such statement at all? That's what you're saying. That's
it's sensitive.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let me run through some messages because I have lots of messages. This says, Precious, good evening. Marriage is not only for having children. If not, you're not ready to take care of children, don't bring them out. Wait, no time is late. Save yourself from BP and other incurable sicknesses. For me, I did not marry to give children. I married because I don't want another man to take her from me. Mike from Isol. Mike, I like your sincerity. Andrew from Nigeria says, what the pastor said sort of makes sense, though. It's just an advice anyway. I got married at 35 and have 3 kids now. The stress he talked about is real. Couples should just plan accordingly anyway. That's what you said. And then this says, oh dear, Precious, is comedian or pastor? Because I don't understand. Forget about that. Face the facts. That's what we're talking about. And then this says, IK from Elasamaja says, the man of God is right. Very good advice. Some people need such advice, especially when young couples are not financially okay. It's even a crime to give birth to a child without taking care of that child. I second, I third the motion. In fact, I fifth the motion. If you check well, those people attacking the pastor are those who can't feed themselves mentally. Talk more of take care of kids that they don't want to give birth to or that they want to give birth to. Nigerian population is over 200 million, like we say. Even developed countries, their citizens don't give birth like rats, like we do. People are always crazy about birth, especially in Nigeria. Excuse me. And then you said they don't think of how they would train the kids properly not to grow up and turn nuisance in the society. Those even happy starting a family in Nigeria. You say, who's even happy starting a family in Nigeria? A word is enough otherwise. That's what you said. You said a lot and I appreciate you. Let me go back to the phone lines very quickly. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hi, Precious. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Welcome. Remind us your name, please.
Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Darlington. This is John calling from Berlin.
Hi, John. Welcome.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Darlington.
He can hear you, Mr. Darlington.
I would say, me personally, I disagree with Mr. Darlington. Why I disagree with Mr. Darlington is number one. People they forget say we don't reach that time of evolution whereby the way it be before, no be so it be now. Anybody we marry now, because I want to speak pidgin English so that you can understand.
Go ahead, break them down. I prefer that one, sir.
Anybody we marry now, hand go tell him.
Anybody go tell him, sir.
Oh God, you know easy. Mr. Darlington, the reason why I'm saying is I'm a living witness, no be joke. My own personal friend, where me and they live, where they scope my house before he marry, one is own mother. Make no disturb and to bomb begin for now. Because of things, the way things, he wants to plan properly so that he will not have any excuse in future. The pressure from family back and everything. He said, let me enjoy my wife and plan properly. Finance is there. Accommodation is there. Everything inclusive is there. You know, one time,
So bottom line, you think that the pastor is correct, is right? Is that what you're saying?
It's correct. Now they don't carry spiritual something. They go. Is it because he's laughing and talking?
All right, please. Let's quickly move to other calls. Our time is up. Thank you. So there's something you actually need to look up for. I think you should join. I think you should look. Okay, yeah. I think you should look up for my YouTube channel. There's something Mr. Darlington said that will interest you. You know, you had mentioned something about history, right? The last time.
Okay, I
saw that, right? You watched it. Did you like it?
Yeah.
I know.
No, I've not watched the full episode. I'm going to.
You need to. All right then. All right. Thank you so much.
Then after watching and reading, you come and pay homage. All
right. Thank you so much. All right, Lagos. Our time is up. I'm so sorry I can't take your messages anymore. The studio is already occupied. So there's been a lot of back and forth concerning this conversation. I like you guys. I'm sorry. I wish I had more time for us to even take on this step down conversation. But you guys get very emotional about politics, and that's why we barely have time for this. I appreciate everyone who's been a part of the show. My name is Precious Inyi. This show is being produced by Promise. On Facebook, she's at Promise Inyi. On Instagram, she's at Zinefab. ZINNEFAB. But my name is Precious Inyi. On Instagram, I'm at Precious Inyi Official. Twitter, Precious_Inyi. YouTube at Precious Inyi TV. Precious Inyi TV. Inyi is spelled ENYI. Facebook is also a Precious Inyi. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, and I do hope that I may have Dr. Deji with me tomorrow, and we'll be discussing something very important. Wednesday will be a day to look out for on this show. Stay tight and do have yourself an amazing evening. Mr. Darlington.
Yes.
Good night, sir.
My closing thought.
No thought again. Your too handsome has come to take over, Mike. Bye bye.